Montgomery Community Media's annual NPO Day focused on enhancing the sustainability among nonprofit organizations in Montgomery County and the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. In tough economic times, nonprofits can be hit particularly hard. However, some nonprofits do not realize how many resources they really have at their disposal. There are still plenty of opportunities for nonprofits to generate revenue and advance their overall missions within the community. Today's speaker is Reed Dewey, principal of Volunteer Frontier, an organization that helps nonprofits tap the full spectrum of volunteer engagement in order to advance organizational missions. Join us as Reed Dewey explains how to build capacity with dynamic volunteer engagement.
Welcome, everyone, to our annual Nonprofit Organizations Day here at Montgomery Community Media. We're pleased that you are able to join us, and today we have an exciting series of 3 speakers who will continue our study of advancement of sustainability issues in nonprofits. Our first speaker today is going to be Reed Dewey. Reed Dewey joins us from Volunteer Frontier, where he is an expert known for his work with volunteer engagement, how to get volunteers with professional expertise to advance those concerns that your nonprofit has. He's also worked with the Montgomery County government and their volunteer engagement office. He has worked with the AARP and is well known to work with a series of nonprofit organizations. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Reed Dewey of Volunteer Frontier, the principal of Volunteer Frontier. Reed, thank you for joining us.
Tony, thanks for having me. Good. Hi, everyone. Good to see you. I wanted to start off with a couple of stories which I think illustrate this whole area of volunteer engagement. And I'm going to start by saying that recently I'm now old enough where people who I worked with years ago are retiring. And I was at a sort of a work alumni event recently, and a friend of mine, Judy, said I retired, and I decided that I really wanted to put my passion to volunteering in the community. And Judy happened to have managed 15 people. She worked for a major association. She had an amazing emotional intelligence. She was, you know, the kind of person we all would want. And so Judy went out and she started talking to different nonprofits. And she had an idea even of the kind of nonprofits she wanted to work for. This is a woman who was setting strategic goals, very high level person. She said to me that she actually went out and tried 3 different organizations to say that she wanted to be involved in a more of a leader way in helping to create change in these different organizations, principally related to kids. She said after a year of trying, she gave up. Which makes it even more amazing about this is that she actually had been in the field of volunteer engagement. So then I said, well, what happened, Judy? What are you going to do now? She said, well, I actually found an organization in Vietnam that wanted me to come. And she said, I spent 2 years in Vietnam leading a program. I said, wow, you had to leave the country to do that. Now, of course, that's a bit of an extreme example. Another example, and I don't know if you all have examples of this as well, a person who said to me, I went to an organization and I said, I have 35 years of experience as an editor, as a writer, and of course, 35 years, that was prior to the internet. And as I then developed through my work in a national organization, I became an expert in web content design and how to write for the internet. And I went to this organization, a local organization. I said, hey, I looked at your website, and I see that it's good what you're doing, but I could help you guys. And the answer was, we don't need help with the website. What we need help with is distributing these materials. Would you be willing to drive around this particular area and deliver these materials? It would be so helpful if you could do that. He did it. He delivered the materials. It was only about 4 or 5 months later that they finally called him and said, maybe you could look at their website. To me, I hear these stories all the time from volunteers, and I think perhaps there's been a lot of energy around volunteering, and I think it's all good. All volunteering is good, but for the general public, and I think even amongst ourselves, often we're attributing the word volunteer with less responsibility and no follow-through. I was just at a conference on volunteering and service, and the issue and the topic came up. We need another word other than volunteer. And the consensus was, well, there is no other word. The word serve has been used,